monster. Interesting. Oh, it's that time. All right, everybody. Red, white, and boo. Happy Memorial Day to everyone tuning in tonight. I know we don't normally do these on Monday nights, but I figure since a lot of us had the day off for the holiday, or because it's rainy outside and you got rained out of work for whatever reason, I figure we would do a live stream tonight. So, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Sherry. Welcome in, Sam. Welcome in, Breeze. Nice to have you all here tonight for the Monday night live scream. That's right, Katanga. We're going to have another one on Friday. Also, welcome in, Will. Messing around with a little bit of lighting tonight. Kirsten, welcome in. Normally, it's a little bit brighter in here, but I wanted to try something out a little bit different tonight to enhance the spooky vibe. So, kind of got the Blair Witch Project vibes going on tonight, where it's just like shining on my face here. So let me all know if you like the spookier vibe or if you like the brighter vibe. Let me know how you like it. Just trying this out tonight before we kind of toy around with this lighting on the normal Friday night live screams. But I thought overall the spookier vibe definitely worked. So we'll figure it out as we go. Sam, trying to figure out the P.O. Box situation. I've had a few people send me a few things. It's people that I kind of known for a while, so I sent them an address that I kind of felt okay giving out. So the P.O. Box is eventually coming, but I'm not in a rush to do it because, like I've mentioned numerous times here on the channel, in no means do I want anything sent to me from anyone. It's not the way I roll. I understand that a lot of people want to send stuff, but it's definitely not expected. So that's why I've not been in a rush to get a P.O. Box, Sam, if that makes sense. So hope everybody's holiday weekend has been going great. I know tomorrow for most of us, it's back to the grind and back to basically everyday life as we know it. That's the bad thing about a long weekend. Get that 3-day rest period, and then you're back at it all over again. So today, as I called it, I figured it was going to happen. And sure enough, as soon as I woke up, checking all the websites, doing my doom scrolling, as I always do, and Cracker Barrel had nothing. Michael's still just had the Spooky Town. But of course, the most expensive store for Halloween, and you all probably saw the video today, Pottery Barn dropped their Halloween merchandise today. And I think it's going to be sitting on the shelves for a lot of us because the prices at Pottery Barn, I don't think a lot of us are going to be able to afford this stuff. We're talking about $200 pieces, $60 for candlesticks. It's definitely high price points when a lot of us right now are barely paying bills and putting gas in our cars. So I think that it's going to be a eye-opener for a lot of stores this year, like Pottery Barn and like Michael's with the Spooky Town. I think they're going to realize that the consumer just can't afford $200 Halloween pieces. Now, this is something that we talked about on Friday night's live scream, and it's kind of spilling over today. I mean, obviously, Pottery Barn is always the most expensive store to buy Halloween at. I own not one single piece in my entire Halloween collection because they've always been too rich for my blood, and this year is no exception. So, like I mentioned before, I definitely think that Cracker Barrel is going to be on the high end of things this year. Also, I'm definitely anticipating blow molds upwards of $175 to $199 for the larger scale Halloween blow molds. And that's really unfortunate because so many of us would like to own those. But in 2026, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be a logical purchase for many of us. I mean, I was joking last night in the premiere. Man, this chat's already rolling and I've missed so much. Sam says, I dropped my pearls on those prices. Yeah. And if you had a pearl necklace, you would probably have to put it in hock to afford some of that Halloween merchandise from Pottery Barn. But anyway, I'm expecting this week. Tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if I wake up and we've got news that Cracker Barrel has released stuff, Target's released stuff. So I think this is going to be a pretty busy week. I don't know how the video schedule is going to roll this week. I'm aiming still for Thursday being retro Halloween inspired video games, and tomorrow if everything goes according to plan, I'm still anticipating a Halloween stores that no longer exist anymore unless something changes. If we get drops tomorrow, then a little bit of these videos are going to probably push back to like Wednesday or Saturday or something like that. We're going to have to figure it all out as the week progresses, but I definitely feel like it's going to be a pretty hefty week when it comes to updates. I'm already feeling it. Let's see what's going on in the chat tonight. Sarah, welcome in. Too expensive for me, but I do like some of the Pottery Barn items, especially the robe. Can you believe that, Sarah? Over $100 for a robe. There's just absolutely no way. There's just no way. And I think the only Pottery Barn that's in my area is on the other side of Raleigh. I believe it's in Durham. So I really don't even think I'm probably going to do an in-store video for that. It's going to cost me about 75 bucks just to travel and gas just to go see it. And then I know I'm not going to buy anything. So what's really the point to spend $75 to drive all the way to Durham just to window shop? So we all got a glimpse of it online, and it's available online if you decide to purchase it. Me personally, I don't think I'm going to get any of it. If the Lucy from Peanuts Witch light up piece gets marked down to maybe $75 and free shipping, then yeah, I would possibly consider it. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. Not in my lifetime. Anyway, I did check on eBay because a lot of people were saying that a lot of people do knockoffs of Pottery Barn merchandise, but I couldn't find anything on the Lucy side of things. So glad to have you all in to the chat tonight. I'm really surprised we're having a pretty big turnout tonight. We've got 60 people in here tonight. I didn't know how this was going to go because we're always gathering around on Friday nights. So this is kind of a trial and error here. So that's what's going on this week. As planned right now, it's going to be tomorrow, still Halloween stores that are no longer with us anymore. And to commemorate the occasion, I will be doing something a little bit special in the video. So stay tuned to the channel for that. So who do you guys think is going to be the next store to drop? I'm calling it. I think tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm definitely feeling Cracker Barrel. I think it's going to be Cracker Barrel or at home. Let's see what Sherry says. Mark, welcome into the chat tonight. Mark says, boo, everyone. Sherry says the Bendy Frankenstein is $15 on Amazon. I don't know. Is that the Frankenstein that everybody was talking about at Walmart, Sherry, that you guys were talking about? Because there's a Bendy Frankenstein at Walmart right now that's pulling $25. And it looks like it should be going for like $5 at Five Below, in all honesty. So it's really wild. It's really wild. And I think next year, 2027 will be the 4th year that I've been back doing spooky content on YouTube. The Black Hearts Club started in 2023. So technically it'll be my 4th year doing it next year. And I've got to say, I've seen the prices rise and increase each year. But this year, the little glimpses we've been getting, it's really disheartening to see how this is going, because I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to afford, and I'm sure all of you share the same sentiments when it goes this way. I really wish that I could rewind and show a video from 2023 and compare prices back then opposed to now, because I know for sure that Michael's was not charging $200 three years ago. Not even. There was no way. Let's see. Lori, LJF family, welcome in. Hope you're having a good holiday weekend. Katang says Walmart is more for the Bendy figure than Amazon. Yeah, Katang, that Bendy figure at Walmart is pulling $25. I thought it was a typo when I saw the price tag up there, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I looked at the price tag and it said Universal Bendy figure, $24.99 for a Bendy figure. And keep in mind that the figure is not even enclosed. It's just basically zip tied to a package. How cheap is that? That they're not even going to give you an enclosed package. It's just zip tied for $25. That's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. A little bit of spooky, weird news. Justin, welcome into the chat tonight. You know, when I have free time, I'm just scrolling through YouTube, looking at stuff. Now, this is just creepy, real life horror stuff right here. Did anybody see the news article where the guy was dressed in a bunny suit, but it didn't look like a bunny suit. It looked more like a Pink Panther suit to me. And he was like standing outside, creeping people out. Has anybody seen that news article yet? Because it was super creepy. The guy's wearing like cowboy boots and stuff. It's just super, super strange and super weird. It's just like straight up black phone, nightmare fuel, horror movie stuff in real life. It's really, really weird. And what was it, 6 years ago? We had clowns kind of doing the same thing. This world is turning into a bloody, disgusting film in real life. Oof, it's creepy. Katang says, I'm trying to get the Cracker Barrel Haunted House blow mold. You're probably going to have a good chance, said Katang. I don't think it's going to sell out this year. I don't think it's going to sell out at all. William, welcome into the chat. Also, let's see, who else is in here? What am I missing? Barb says, I will have to be satisfied with last year's Haunted House blow molds. I mean, honestly, I would be happy. Dollar Tree last year. I don't know how many of you guys got these from Dollar Tree last year. They were the little tabletop, battery operated, motion censored haunted houses. They were just solid black, but the windows would kind of light up. They had like blue lighting and green lighting, and of course, they would make like the haunted house sounds. And they had like a spooky tree that went with it also for $1.75. And to me, that's like a mini tabletop blow mold. So if Dollar Tree comes hard this year with retro inspired stuff like they kind of did last year, Dollar Tree's probably going to be everybody's go-to stop this year. I mean, look, Dollar Tree last year had the metal front porch sign that was impossible to find. If they can replicate more vintage stuff like that and realize that that's what people want for like $5 or $10, then I think Dollar Tree this year is definitely going to be a win for Halloween. Now, that's another website that I keep checking every morning as well, is Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, and Dollar General, because you guys remember last year Dollar General got on board with Summerween, but it looks like this year they've kind of passed on Summerween as well as so many other retail stores. But I keep checking them all every morning, and I'm really hoping that Dollar Tree is going to be the knight in shining armor this Halloween, if you will, for kind of saving us from outrageous prices, but giving us some cool pieces. So what do you guys think? You think Dollar Tree is going to come kind of strong with the metal nostalgic signs again? I think that they realized last year it was such a hit that they've got to do it, because they did do it for Easter as well this year. Let's see, Laura says, not sure if anyone is like me. I've got so much Halloween stuff, and every year I say to myself, no more, but I still keep buying. Laura, I say that to myself about everything. It's like I've got so much Halloween, and I tell myself, okay, this year I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just going to window shop. But then, of course, the impulsiveness kicks in, and when you go in a store, you see something, and it's just like a shiny new toy, and you're like, oh, I've got to have something new. And I don't know. There's a thing that I've read before, because I collect way too much stuff. I mean, you all have seen toys, Halloween, even some Christmas stuff, tattoos. I overindulge in just about everything that I go into. Um, it's almost like an OCD type thing, you know. It's like it's never enough. It's like you've always got to scratch that itch and get that next piece when it comes to collecting, and it becomes really, really a consuming, expensive hobby to a point. And you've got to manage, like, okay, do I really need this, or do I just want this because I feel like I need something new? Case in point, something I'm getting ready to show you all right here. You're probably like me. A lot of you probably go on Marketplace and you probably look around and just see what's out there. I showed the Elvira Chia Pet on Friday night. I didn't need an Elvira Chia Pet. It didn't even come with chia seeds. So what am I going to do with it, right? Well, I opened it up yesterday, and before you put the chia seeds in Elvira's head, It doesn't really look like Elvira, okay? It's got red hair, and it looks more like Cassandra Peterson instead of Elvira. But I started looking at it, and I was like, this would look better almost as just a tabletop statue, a bust, if you will, no pun intended, with Elvira, and just paint the hair black instead of putting all the weird chia seeds on. So I got a little creative this morning since it was rainy outside on Memorial Day. And now I'm not going to grow the Elvira chia pet, but instead, see the shiny black hair dye job I gave Elvira? Tell me how cool this is. Now it's just going to be a tabletop Elvira piece. Look at that. I just don't want it to break. And there is a hole in the top naturally where you would water it, but I'm almost wondering if I can put like a candlestick in here and have Elvira just be like a candle holder. Now that would be cooler than anything you would see on Pottery Barn, an Elvira candle holder. But this is what I do with my chia pet. So if you find an Elvira chia pet, just know that it can moonlight as a cool candle holder or just a tabletop statue. That's the way I'm going to roll with it. I'll save the chia seeds for a whole nother project. All right, so I'm missing a lot of the chat. Let me see if I can catch up in here. Oh man, this is Katang says she's awesome. She looks so good. Yeah, I definitely thought it looked better like that than the chia pet. Sarah says something wicked this way comes is a spooky classic. Yeah, Dale, I saw Cassandra at Midsummer Scream from a distance about 2 years ago. Of course, she doesn't appear as Elvira anymore. She retired the character, and I get it. I think I read in an interview somewhere that she said that Elvira was starting to kind of interfere into her real life, and she was getting to a point where she couldn't separate her own identity from the Elvira persona, which is the same thing that Robert said about portraying Freddy Krueger. It was getting kind of like blurry between what's reality and what's, you know, a character that they portray on TV and for the public. So that's kind of why he stepped away from the role of the guy behind me right there, Freddy Krueger. And I mean, I get it. If that's what you're known for and you're meant to appear like that on TV shows, commercials, and at conventions, at some point, I would imagine you do kind of start losing your own identity and you start thinking, I am Elvira or I am Freddy Krueger. You know, I'm sure that the lines get crossed and they really get blurred. So it comes a point for your own sanity that you've got to kind of retire the character and step away from it. But that being said, Elvira is going to be at the Nightmare Weekend in Raleigh, North Carolina this October. But of course, she'll just be herself. She will not be Elvira, unfortunately, but it's all good. It's still cool. We've got our memories from Elvira, from the midnight matinees, the commercials, and all of the stuff that she provided us with over the years. And for me, it never gets old. Like I mentioned in many videos, Elvira is such a huge part of my Halloween past. I can't not think of Halloween and not think of Elvira. It's like they go hand in hand. All right, so what's going on in the chat here? Let me see if I can catch up. Thank you, Dale. I used to dabble around and, you know, making custom horror stuff. So it was nice to revisit that, if only for a moment, just to paint Elvira's hair, if you will. I mean, believe it or not, I am kind of trained in doing hair, not so much. But my daughter, she always asks me to touch up her roots and do her hair and make sure it stays a darker shade of black number one, as the Typo Negative song goes. I've been dyeing her hair for, I don't even know now, probably 15 years, I would assume, maybe 10 or 15 years. And before that, I would dye my partner's hair from everything from like a vampire red to anything in between. So believe it or not, even though I have none on my head, I know a little bit about doing hair, if you can believe that or not. All right, so what's going on in here tonight? Let's see. Let me scroll down here and find some stuff that I've been missing. Thanks for joining in, Bunny. Didn't see you come in. I don't even really know all of who's in here. I know there's close to 70 people in here tonight. I know not everybody's talking. And I do want to address that. You know, if you come into the live stream and you don't want to chat and you just want to watch, perfectly fine. But the Spooky family, we're all nice people here. We have lots of fun. So feel free to come into the chat, hop in, talk. The conversation goes just about anywhere. Definitely goes anywhere. Like we mentioned on Friday night, you should see some of the premiere chats. They're definitely out there. Glad to have you back in, Bunny Princess. Definitely glad to have you back in. Of course, Bunny Princess was one of the winners from one of the giveaways that we do here on the live streams. There's not a giveaway tonight. I had considered doing a giveaway tonight for Memorial Day, but I figured it's probably going to be a giveaway Friday night because I feel like by Friday night, it's going to be the big 5K giveaway. Something else I touched base on Friday night because we're 100 away. As soon as we get 100 more Spooky family members, then we're doing another giveaway. So, that being said, stay tuned to the community post because I definitely think that Friday night, that's where we're going with that live stream. As for the week, like I said, I think it's going to be a pretty hectic week with updates, but I'm all ready for it. I'm definitely ready for it. I just hope that before all the Halloween drops come, I do get to finish some of these more creative videos that I'm trying to bring to the channel, like the ones I mentioned. And I definitely want to bring part 3 of Summerween so I can try to carve the turnip. The turnip's definitely got to be easier than the pineapple was. And I thank all of you for all of the tips you have given me for if I do a pineapple again to make the job a little bit easier, because any suggestions on that are much appreciated because it was definitely a hard job. All right, what's going on here? Let's see what's going on. Sam says, used my first hype already. Much appreciated, Sam. I didn't even think we were going to have a video today, but this morning, like I say, Pottery Barn hit. So here we are. We got a video and a live stream today. Spooky Town, welcome in to the channel. Let's see here. Sam Wallace used his first hype. I would love to add those to my collection. And see, this is what I always mention. Sometimes I can just sit here and just watch you guys talk, and I can just chill out and run my mouth and talk about whatever's on my mind at the moment. And normally on Monday nights, I'm not doing anything productive anyway. I'm boring myself to sleep by watching Monday Night Wrestling. So to me, this is definitely much more fun than watching boring Monday Night Raw, because wrestling is not how it used to be at all. It's definitely a snooze fest these days. I believe Spooky Town, I believe, you know, here's something I talk about. Spooky Town, I believe you have a channel also, I think, right? I believe Spooky Town has a channel. I can't really see. It's like I'm trying to see the little icon profiles down here. But there's so many Halloween content creators that I watch also. I mean, I'm supportive of all of them. You know, I touched base on that on Friday night also. It's not a cutthroat thing for me. I want to watch everybody. I like all the different perspectives. Not only do I like creating Halloween content, I like seeing what other people find. They might find something I didn't even know about, and then I'll be like, oh, now I got to drive somewhere and see if I can find it because I want to put my eyes on it and impulsively buy something I don't need. See, now we've come back full circle to that, impulsively buying stuff that I don't need. Like, once again, Elvira. You never have enough Elvira, though. I mean, but look, even this. I picked up an Archie comic 2 weeks ago just because it had Frankenstein on it. That's the only reason. I already have too many Archie comics. I just got this one because it had Frankenstein on it, and I thought it looked cool. It's like, why not? Why not go for it? Let's see. What did Sam say? People are too nuts anymore to even service. Let's see. Spooky Town. Yes, I do. Nothing like yours. I usually pick up around spooky season and share my family and stuff like that. I thought so, Spooky. I think I'm subscribed to your channel. If I'm being honest with you guys, when I say I'll watch content creators, like, you should see my subscription list. I'm subscribed to so many. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, all I watch is YouTube. Like, the fact that I used to have a satellite dish and direct TV and would pay for streaming services like Paramount and all of that stuff. It's like the thought of all of that now doesn't even appeal to me, because 90% of what I watch or want to find is on YouTube. I can find it all on there. Old TV shows, old wrestling, old cartoons, old music videos, vloggers doing Halloween stuff, Halloween documentaries. It's like YouTube is really all you need. I mean, if I was going to be stranded on an island like Survivor or Gilligan's Island or whatever, seriously, all I would need to survive is a bottle of peanut butter, preferably Peter Pan honey roasted peanut butter, a TV just equipped with YouTube, and, well, I guess I would naturally have water surrounding me if I'm on an island, so I wouldn't even need that. So, yeah, I mean, toothpaste would be nice. I would like to keep my breath fresh. So, I guess that's it. Peanut butter, the water surrounding me, toothpaste, and a TV with YouTube, and I'm set. It doesn't take much for me. All right, let's get back to the chat. Let's see. October says you're only allowed 3 hypes a week. Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me that, October, and I'm glad that you are kind of addressing that. They were asking me on Instagram the other day, is there any way that they can get more hypes? Unfortunately, no. You can't buy hypes. You can't get more hypes. It's 3 hypes per user. That's all you get. And the fact that a lot of you use them on me is definitely appreciated. I can't thank you enough for that. Likes, hypes, subscriptions, all of that stuff helps push a channel's algorithm out and reaches a broader audience. So all of you that do all of that, it's much appreciated. It's probably about the only thing I would want to ask of any of you is if you could do that, like hype it and like it, because that definitely helps. And that's really the only favor I'd ask of the Spooky family, because that stuff, it helps. And thank you if you do decide to do it. Spooky says, I love that you always have a video I can turn on watching it throughout the week. It's kind of my goal, Spooky. That's kind of my goal. My first year back, I don't know if you followed the old channel, Spooky, the Black Arts Club. Over there, I was doing kind of the same thing, uploading something almost on a nightly basis. And to me, it's going back full circle to what I said. I'm not competing with any vlogger. I'm not competing with any YouTuber. Not into that. Never going to be into that. The only person I compete with is me. I want to make each video better than the last. I want to make each video entertaining. I want to make each thumbnail look fun. I want to make everything feel like you're watching a TV show, I want the Spooky family to come into the chats and have fun and talk with one another while I ramble on up here. That's what this is all about, No competition here. I think that if you're like me, you're going to watch this person's take on it. I'm going to watch this person's take on it. The only person's take I'm not going to watch is my own. The only time I will watch my own video is when I'm editing it. I will not watch it on YouTube because I don't like seeing myself. I don't like hearing myself. Once I edit it, make sure everything's okay, I put it up and I don't look at it. It's just weird when you watch yourself. The first time I ever uploaded a video on YouTube 4 years ago, going back to what I said, because it was 2023, I hadn't uploaded a video on YouTube in that moment in about 7 or 8 years. And before that, it was mainly just me doing music, singing, playing guitar, playing drums. So I didn't really have to see myself speak a lot. But when the Black Arts Club first started and I tried to watch the video, I was like, oh, this is some cringe stuff here. And anybody that listens to themselves or sees themselves probably feels the same way. I don't know, it's strange. I didn't even see who sent in the $2 super chat. I apologize. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, I missed it completely. October, did you catch who sent the $2? Because I would like to give them a shout out. I was running my mouth too much and I definitely forgot it. So if you can let me know, October, who sent that in, much appreciated. I'm trying to go back and find it now. Okay, Omega sent it. Thank you so much, Omega. Sorry, I get carried away up here running my mouth. And Omega wanted to know, am I into Halloween candles? I am, Omega. And if you're into Halloween candles, I highly recommend you check out South of Sanity's channel, because South of Sanity is into all of that stuff. Great dude. Highly recommend going and checking him out and subscribe to him. Let's see. Frankenstein Lover is in. Welcome in, Frankenstein. I got it, October. Thanks for catching it, though. Katang says, do you have Casey's gas in store, Derek? It's sort of like Buc-ee's. No, I don't have that, Katang. And I don't even have a Buc-ee's in my area right now either. Buc-ee's is supposed to be opening a store, hopefully, right around the time of spooky season this year on the other side of Raleigh. So once they do, you better believe I'll be traveling up to Buc-ee's, because believe it or not, I've never been to a Buc-ee's. I think the closest Buc-ee's to me is kind of at the South Carolina border. I believe it's down by South Carolina, and they've got plenty of them, I think, in Georgia. But the first one in my area is supposed to be opening up sometime around spooky season, and I can't wait to see it. It's probably going to be one of those places, again, here we go back full circle again, where I'm probably going to impulsively buy something. I don't see myself buying a Buc-ee's t-shirt, because I see so many people wearing Buc-ee's t-shirts. I have told myself I'm never going to wear a Buc-ee's t-shirt. I'm never going to buy a Buc-ee's t-shirt, because it just, if you like a Buc-ee's t-shirt, more power to you. I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but they seem so cookie cutter to me. It's like I see so many people wearing the Buc-ee's shirts, the Buc-ee's shirts, the Buc-ee's shirts, and it just gets to the point where I'm just like, yeah, I can't. I'll stick to my Michael Myers. By the way, look at this shirt, guys. It's Michael Myers inside of a Barbie box. Memorial Day's technically the kickoff for Halloween season, right? So I figured tonight I had to wear Michael Myers in the Barbie box. Why not, right? Oh, man. Let's see. What am I missing here? Oh, I'm missing a lot. Let's see. I have so many people here. Let's see. Spooky Town. 4K Media Guy. I didn't even see 4K Media Guy come in. Amy and Tony. I apologize. Derek, you guys, here's a funny one right here. Okay. Derek has become a regular viewer here, and Derek is about my age. So it's funny when I get to voice comment to Derek. It's like, yeah, I know Derek. It's almost like I'm talking to myself. So it's really weird when you come across someone with the same name. His is spelled the normal way, though. His is spelled D-E-R-E-K. Everybody always thinks mine is spelt such a unique way, and it really is, because you don't see many Dereks spelt D-E-R-I-K. I don't know how my mom came up with that, but she definitely got creative with it. South of Sanity, definitely, no problem, brother. I mean, your channel's great. You do good stuff. You do good work. Your candles, all of that stuff, man, you definitely deserve a shout out for that. Tammy, welcome in. to the chat. Tammy, I'm assuming you've probably got a Buc-ee's in your area because I know you're from South Carolina, and South Carolina has way more Buc-ee's than North Carolina. Frankenstein, Hey Bunny Princess, I've not seen the movie yet. Let's see. Mary is in. Mary Beth, welcome in. Sarah and Draven are talking. Next year, Derek. Spooky Town says, me either. I'm in Central California. I can't remember what part of Central. What is Central California spooky? I've always been to Southern California, like Anaheim, Riverside, Ontario, Chino. That's like the area that I always visited when I went to California. And when I lived in California, I lived in those areas and the Los Angeles area. That's the areas of California I'm familiar with. And like when it comes to Northern California, I am absolutely clueless. I've never been to anywhere in Northern California. I always wanted to check out places like Bakersfield and stuff like that, but unfortunately, never got my way up there because when I lived in California, didn't really have the best transportation to get around. You know, when you're younger and you're broke, life isn't always on your side. October says, Christopher, you can watch. You don't have to comment if you don't feel comfortable. Christopher, I apologize. I didn't see you come in, but welcome into the chat, Christopher. And definitely, like I was saying, and like October just said, 65 to 75 people have been watching the live stream tonight. By all means, watch. You don't have to comment. You know, you can just have fun watching the chat and seeing all that we talk about. Nobody's required to come in and chat. It's fun when you do because we all definitely get going, as you can see here tonight. Blue Bonnet says, I love going to Buc-ee's. They have so much to look at. That's what I hear, Blue Bonnet. At first, about 5 years ago, when I really started hearing about Buc-ee's, I was like, okay, what is this? Like a Wawa? What is this? Like a Sheetz? Then I started watching YouTube videos on Buc-ee's, and I was like, no, this is like a tourist attraction. This is like a gas station souvenir stand. It's like a gas station times 10. And I'm like, okay, I kind of see why people get overwhelmed with all of this. Miss Judy, welcome into the chat. Also, glad to have you in here tonight. Now, speaking of roadside attractions, one thing I do want to eventually do here on the channel before it goes away completely is there's a roadside attraction that's very near and dear to my heart. Sits right between North Carolina and South Carolina, like right on the state lines. And a lot of you have probably heard about it. It's called South of the Border. Now, last time I went through South of the Border is when my daughter was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and we stopped there to get gas, used the restroom, and South of the Border at that time was already in shambles. It was like falling apart at the seams. The sombrero elevator that you can take to overlook the entire park, it never seemed to be working. The motel there looked like something straight out of a horror movie. You know, there we go again, straight out of a horror movie again. South of the Border could easily be a horror movie filming location in 2026. I stand by that. But I definitely want to see it because I've been hearing rumors that they're possibly going to tear part of it down. And me and my sister and my mom and dad, we used to always go to South of the Border if we were traveling to South Carolina. So it's something I kind of want to bring to all of you and document since it's kind of fallen into the retro side of things. And of course, that's part of my wheelhouse here, all things spooky, holiday related, and retro related. So I want to bring that to you guys because it once was such a great place, but now it's a shell of what it used to be. And it's definitely sad to see what it's become. So stay tuned. That's probably coming sometime later on this summer or this fall, depending on how busy the summer gets. It's probably going to be a super busy summer, I'm assuming, with all the stores. So we'll see. Again, I'm trying to push out everything right now that I want to get pushed out before I get locked into doing all of the store hunts. And Miss Judy says the Bride movie was a tough watch, and I went into it knowing what to expect. I still have not watched The Bride yet. I've got to do it. Now, I will say this. I mentioned this on Friday night. I don't know how many of you have watched it, possibly, maybe watch it tonight. You gotta see Uncle Sam from 1996. Uncle Sam is a fantastic Memorial Day, 4th of July, spooky movie. You gotta see Uncle Sam. It's one of those that falls into the patriotic holiday movies, just like I Know What You Did Last Summer. You gotta see it. It's right up there. Jaws is another one that I watch almost every Memorial Day. Matter of fact, I did the little short the other day of Jaws, the animated series. That's something I could have easily seen back in the 80s or the 90s. Jaws, the animated series. I think it would have been fun. I think it would have been fun. But we never got stuff like that. But we did get Crypt Keeper as a cartoon, and we got the Toxic Avenger as a cartoon, but we never got Jaws, unfortunately. All right, back to the chat. Let's see what's happening. I know, Barb, they do. They definitely sell a lot of Halloween stuff at Buc-ee's. I think most of it, though, has got the little Buc-ee's mascot on it, so I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if the little Buc-ee's mascot's going to really speak to me for decor, but I don't know. I'll see this year sometime. Sam says, Hurley were manufactured here in Buffalo. Draven says, Heather loves the holiday Buc-ee's shirt. Mary Beth says, Bucky Rage. Oh man. Thanks so much, Judy. Yeah, it's I guess it's kind of Summerween. The colors kind of feel like Summerween. That one dude, welcome into the chat. Also, that's what I've seen. That one dude, yeah, Buc-ee's is everywhere in Texas. They're slowly starting to take over the country, though. I think they're slowly going to start gaining momentum everywhere. Frankenstein Lover says, I'm so old school and love the Universal monsters so much, I just can't get into the newer stuff and don't think they should ever be touched. I think, sadly, Frankenstein, is that Hollywood runs out of ideas. So what's old is always new again. So it's like, okay, let's remake this and see if we can make a few bucks off of this, because it's going to appeal to the retro crowd possibly, and it's going to possibly appeal to a newer crowd too that may not be familiar with this. I'm really surprised we haven't had a new Friday the 13th movie in a while. We haven't had a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie in a while. I think we're long overdue for a lot of those. And I will say this, I stand by this. I think that the Friday the 13th movie from, 2010? I think that was a really decent movie to not be affiliated with like the original Friday the 13th. So I think the one from 2010 was okay. It's much better than the Nightmare on Elm Street from the same time frame, and definitely way better than the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, because the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, I've said this and I'll continue to say it, the one from 2007, I'm starting to kind of appreciate it. But Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where the mom is riding on the white horse and the song Nights in White Satin is playing in the background, it's too out there for me. I can't wrap my brain around what Rob Zombie's trying to sell there. It's way too out there for me. I'm just glad that Rob Zombie never made it to Halloween 3, because if he made it to Halloween 3, then I'm assuming he would have tried to told us a different story and put a different spin on Season of the Witch. So I'm just glad he never made it that far, thankfully. I'm good with that. I'm good, because that's my all-time favorite Halloween movie, and I'm still waiting for some kind of a follow-up to that while Tom Atkins is still with us, because you got to have Tom Atkins. He made Halloween 3, so here's hoping that somewhere somebody said, okay, we need a follow-up to Halloween 3. Karma Reptiles, welcome into the chat. Just popping in to say hi. Sorry I can't stay. I'm working late. No biggie, Karma. Just glad that you popped in to say hello. Laura says, we don't have a Buc-ee's in the Northeast. I wish they would come up here. Vaz is in. Welcome in, Vaz. I missed you coming in. Sorry about that also. Perry, I missed you coming in. I remember what the VHS cover looked like. All right, October says, if you're new in here, welcome in. And every Friday night, 8 p.m. Exactly right, October. Every Friday night, we do this. We don't do this on Monday nights a lot. We're just doing it tonight because it's a holiday. We're all gathered around the TV, the phone, the laptop, whatever device you're watching on. But it's normally on Friday nights, every Friday night at 8 o'clock. Let's see, Sarah says, they're usually old Kmart stores. Andrew, welcome in. Yes, Andrew, I did have another channel. It was the Black Hearts Club. Black Hearts Club went away in February of this year. Mid-February, Black Hearts Club gone. Took about 2 weeks off, rebranded. Now it's Derek Blackheart's Spooky Club. It's a solo channel. Technically, it's not a solo channel. I take that back. It's not a solo channel because, as you can see here, it's a spooky family. So, there you go. It's kind of the same concept, Andrew. Retro, Halloween, all kinds of fun. Only I think we're doing it a little bit better this time around because we're having all kinds of fun with premieres and live screams almost on a nightly basis. We're doing something in real time with live chats, and it's definitely a blast. So, welcome back, Andrew, to the dark side. Let's see. Gene says, I remember all the signs on the way to south of the border. And Perry, no, I haven't seen the new movie Obsession yet. I have not seen that just yet. So let's see here. Vaz says, I'm not into the crowds or amusement parks. I used to when I was young. However, I might be going to Halloween Horror Nights in Universal California this year. Funny you mentioned that, Vaz. And then I'm going to get back to the south of the border signs. When I went to California and I went to Universal and I went to Disney and I went to Knott's and I went to the Queen Mary and I went to Castle Park, probably out of those 5, the best ones to me, hands down, were Castle Park and Knott's. I'm not into the big parks. I'm not a Disney person. I'm just not a Disney person at all. This year, though, I'm probably going to be making my way up to got tongue-tied there, excuse me, Williamsburg, Virginia for Busch Gardens Halloween Screams. That's one I haven't been to in a very long time. And Busch Gardens, they do a pretty good production for Halloween, so I'll probably be trying to get up there sometime later on this spooky season. Laura says, I know it's not Halloween, but I'm looking forward to seeing Christmas Carol with Johnny Depp. Now, Laura, to me, Christmas Carol definitely has creepy vibes to it. I remember seeing the one from like 1984 on CBS back in the day. And to me, it creeped me out. It was like right up there with Night of the Living Dead. It was just kind of weird and creepy and ominous. So Christmas Carol does have those vibes to it. See, Spooky says, I'm planning on going to Knott's in 2 weeks with my family. I've never been. Spooky Knott's to me was fantastic. You know, they've got the old wood roller coasters. Knott's is one of those old school amusement parks. Like, again, I guess that's just the retro side of me. That's the stuff I love. I don't love like the VR stuff that Universal offers. I mean, and even now I heard that Universal is taking away Springfield, the Simpsons area, which was one of the best parts of Universal to me. So that's kind of like a huge deal breaker for me when it comes to Universal now. Perry says, thanks for all the tales from the dark side. Tales from the dark side. Again, that's why, you know, at the outro, when I say, see you on the dark side, and I'll insert a clip where it says, the dark side is always there. I used to watch that on WKFT TV 40 in syndication on Saturday nights. was fantastic. I stand by it. Tales from the Dark Side is way better than Tales from the Crypt, in my opinion. I'll that's I'm gonna stand by that. Tales from the Dark Side was fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. Barb says I love Dark Side and Night Stalker. What about Night Gallery? Anybody like Night Gallery? That one was pretty good. Friday the 13th, the series, we've touched base on that before. I mean, Friday the 13th, the series, is kind of a no-brainer because it's based in an antique shop. And of course, antique shops, you never know what you're bringing home because you never know what's the story behind something. So that show really made a lot of sense. Now, the first time I saw Friday the 13th series, I completely did not understand it because I was like, where's Jason? Because I didn't understand how you could have a show called Friday the 13th, but no Jason. It was just really, really weird to me because you had Freddy who was doing Freddy's Nightmares, but Friday the 13th had no Jason. I was like, I don't understand this. But I actually fell for the show, and it ended up being one of my favorites. Yeah, Laura says Night Gallery was great. Katang says Friday the 13th, the series is so good. Let's see. Yeah, I'm with you, Sam. When I was younger, she was cool, man. I had a crush on her. She was cool. She kind of had that Tony Katane vibe. And Tony Katane, to me, of course, the unofficial member of Whitesnake. Remember seeing her when I was 8 years old, of course, in the white, dancing on the hood of the car, and Here I Go Again. And then she was in just about every Whitesnake video throughout the late 80s. Is This Love? Fool for Your Lovin'? The Deeper the Love. If it was a Whitesnake video, they had Tony Katane in it. So I definitely kind of had a thing for Tony Katane. I had a thing for Samantha Fox. Had a thing for Lita Ford. Yeah, definitely. Man, I watched way too much TV back in the day. Way too much. Night Gallery, I believe, was coming on MeTV a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think Night Gallery was on MeTV. And I think Alfred Hitchcock, does Alfred Hitchcock still come on at like midnight on MeTV? I haven't watched MeTV in so long, I can't even keep up with it anymore. Sarah says, yes, Samantha Fox. I still remember the video, Sarah. The video that got me into Samantha Fox was I Only Want to Be With You. It was like the summer of 1988. I was only like 8 years old, but I was just like, I'm looking at the TV and I'm like, I feel funny. I guess I was growing up. Thanks, Samantha Fox. Thanks. Belinda, welcome into the chat. Loved All Late Night when my husband, yeah, Late Night with Rhonda Shear. That was a fantastic one. I know, Draven. Yeah. 8 years old and Samantha Fox was making me feel a way. She was making me feel a certain way. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Oh man, her and Tony Katane, they turned me into who I became. Derek says instant crush when I saw Linda Carter and Elvira, and Aaron Gray too. Yeah, I know, South of Sanity, but hey, it all starts somewhere, and that's where it started for me on MTV back in the day. Tammy says, have you seen the Mountain Music Festival in Gatlinburg? Lita Ford and a ton of other cool bands will be there. 2-day $350. What? Even concert tickets now. Wow. Like, see, that right there, Tammy, that's, how do they think we're going to afford this? There's no way. The last concert we went to was Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper, and that was 3 years ago. And we got decent tickets then for like $25. And now they're charging $350 plus tax, plus gas, plus a hotel. So one weekend is going to cost you well over $1,000. I'll watch Lita Ford on YouTube. I'll watch her on YouTube. I can't. Like, I don't. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I know that all these people have travel expenses themselves. They have accommodations. They've got to make up for. They've got to rent cars and all of that, but still, it's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of bands, but it's definitely not happening. No, I mean, I would have loved to have seen Tom Kiefer playing the Ritz up in Raleigh, but even the prices for those tickets are ridiculous right now. So I'm just gonna save my money and go to Halloween conventions and stuff like that. Stuff that I know I can actually get my money's worth out of just walking around and looking at stuff and possibly picking up something for a souvenir. Iron Maiden is on tour. Tickets are not too bad. Well, that's good because Iron Maiden, I figured with the stage show that they put on with Eddie and everything, I figured they would have some of the higher priced tickets, but it's good to know that some people are still trying to keep it under control somewhat, I guess. Man, $350 for a concert ticket. I mean, I'm not surprised though. WrestleMania this past year, WrestleMania in Las Vegas, front row seats at WrestleMania, okay? We're going for $20,000. $20,000 for one night. $20,000 would pay my bills for a year. There's no way. There's no way. $20,000 for 3 hours at WrestleMania or $20,000 to pay my bills for a year. I'm gonna opt to pay my bills for the year. Wow. Perry says I spent $254 on Cradle of Filth tickets. Great show. Tammy Baker says Anthrax putting out new album after 10 years. Has it been that long, Tammy, since Anthrax has put out an album? Wow. Wow, I guess it has been. Anytime I think about Anthrax, though, I always go back to 1988, that Headbangers Ball tour when they were doing State of Euphoria, and Antisocial was blowing up on the MTV charts back then. Barb says the conventions look fun, but they have stuff I already have at 3 times the price. See, that's normally what happens with me, Barb. I'll just, if I do see something that I want, I'll just cross-reference it and just, while I'm walking around, buy it on eBay, and it'll be at my house in about a week. Sarah says Rob Zombie concerts are fun. Rob Zombie he put on a heck of a show, Sarah. He put on a heck of a show, and so did Alice Cooper, so did Ministry, and the opener was Filter. I don't know how Filter got wrapped in to all of that. Werewolves says we've seen Anthrax, Testament, Sacred Reich, and Exodus, and $100 for 2 tickets. Exodus, I always remember Exodus had the one-hit song Toxic Waltz. I think that was the big one back in '89, Toxic Waltz. Yeah, for sure. Katang, Halloween is the favorite for sure. All right, guys, so this was the Monday night live scream. Again, tomorrow, as they say in wrestling, cards subject to change. Tomorrow is supposedly going to be Halloween stores that don't exist anymore, part 2, unless something drops. If something drops, then that'll get pushed back a day or two. So, I don't know how it's going to go. But yeah, Ghost is a great band. While we're talking about music here for a moment, here's a video idea that I did want to run by you. You know, I was looking at a Lizzie Borden music video today. You see what I do on rainy days? I was looking at a Lizzie Borden music video, Me Against the World. If you know, you know. It's shock rock, 80s hair metal at its best. I may do a video on the best bands for Halloween season. Something like that. You know, feature stuff like Lizzie Borden, like Ghost, like Rob Zombie, like Kiss. So, again, so many Halloween themed videos that I'm going to be trying here on the channel. Hopefully I can push a lot of these out before, I was mentioning, getting tied up with shopping. Once shopping hits, then some of my creative videos are naturally going to get pushed back until probably like November or December, because the stores are what a lot of people want to see. So on that note, I'm going to try to move as many of these out as I can. Thank you so much, Sherry, for the $4.99 super chat. Much appreciated. But you know you don't have to do it. And like we were saying at the start of this, as for the P.O. Box, I believe Sam was asking about, I will keep you all posted on that. The few pieces that you all see here popping up sporadically, that's just, you know, people that I've known for a while, and they have my address to send stuff to, and it was stuff that was kind of left over from the old channel, and they wanted to get it sent out to me, and I didn't want them to waste their money and just have it sitting around and not be able to get it to me. So that's where a lot of these packages are coming in from now. So stay tuned. Again, maybe there'll be a P.O. box, but I don't know. I can promise you one thing, there's never going to be memberships here. Like I've told you all before, never going to be any videos put behind a paywall on this channel. It's going to be out here for everyone to see because that's the way I want to do it. So on that note, guys, I'm going to go walk Luna, my little chihuahua. Peck Peck's probably in bed by now. So on that note, I hope you all had a great holiday weekend. Sherry says, I have a few pieces to send when you get a P.O. box. Oh, man. You guys are spoiling me here. You guys are spoiling me here. You don't have to send me anything, guys. You don't have to send me anything. You know, you don't. You definitely do not. But anyway, Spooky Family, we will have a premiere tomorrow night, as far as I know, unless something happens and I have to drop a video. If I drop a video, the reason there won't be a premiere is because the algorithm gets weird. If you drop 2 videos in one day, they almost kind of look at you as, you know, you're spamming the system and you're uploading too much. So a lot of times that's why if I have to drop news in the morning, we'll have to ride it out until the next day for a premiere. So I hope you all understand how that kind of has to play out, if that makes sense. It's a lot of weird stuff with algorithms. That's just the way it is. But anyway, we had this great fun Memorial Day Red, White, and Boo live stream, and we had the premiere last night. And as of right now, there is a premiere tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So if you haven't joined into a premiere yet, highly encourage you to check that out because we always have lots of fun in the premieres. Heather, welcome in. Just got back from my trip. I'm glad I caught you. Heather, I'm glad you caught me too, but I'm getting ready to sign off, unfortunately, but I'm glad that you hopped in before I did get out of here. Dullahan, thanks for joining in tonight. Mary Beth, thanks for joining in tonight. Everybody, love all of you ghouls and goblins. Stay safe out there for the rest of your holiday weekend. And until next time, I'll see you.